Hello everybody, Christian from Treasure Town here, and today I'm super excited to be unboxing a rare coin grab bag or two. Basically, I'm refilming this intro because Silverpicker and I have been doing a grab bag battle series. There's actually an exciting opportunity for me here to win one of these. I think I'm 0 for 2 in the broader series that we've done, and right now I'm leading by about $35. $357 to $322. If you go back and go in the description to watch the first three, there's been some definite swings. Number 2 was one of the worst grab bags that both of us have ever seen, but prompted some really interesting discussion. And then the interesting thing is, and hopefully I don't now repeat myself more and more, but silver prices have gone way up, so these values have been crushing it. Even like number 3 was a really, really good grab bag, and number 1 was super fair too. But after I unboxed the 4th grab bag, it was going to be 4 out of 6 videos, I realized that it wasn't going to be enough for a video. I'll just basically give a spoiler. It was a small number of coins. I'm not saying if the grab bag was really bad or really good. You'll have to wait to find out, but we're adding in a second grab bag, so now we're condensing this to 5. Next video after will be a 250 competition finale, but I guess it's technically nice because we have a little bit of a curve in terms of going 100, 100, 100, 200, 250 for this series. So closing in on what should be an epic finale, and I want to extend my lead a little bit more. Let's jump into this grab bag and see how we do, and then we'll jump into grab bag 2 and get a total heading into that last video. And as I said, I'm super excited to open this thing up, and being, I'm on the good end of this, but super aware, again, the price, like, since I filmed the intro recently, has gone up another $3 of silver to over 90 bucks an ounce. So this is like totally uncharted territory. And I think a lot of the grab bags, if somebody put a Morgan dollar in, that's gonna pan out very well. This first one does not necessarily look like a Morgan dollar, but oh, interesting. Did we just get 2 coins? Maybe that's all we got, and that's pretty funny. Interesting. Well, in the case that we got 2 coins, we may condense this video and make it another one, but pretty likely that we get some fair priced coins then as well. We're going to start with, ooh, interesting, heritagegalleries.com, Omaha Bank Hoard, 1940 5-cent coin. Actually, I've heard of this. I think that it was I need to do some more research, but super interesting to see the provenance on this 1940 Jefferson nickel in mint state 66. Very fun. Nice older holder, and very cool older, probably Heritage. I bet they still own the item, but Heritage, very famous auction house. And it looks like we're gonna get as well a nice looking S mint mark Barber half dollar in pretty good shape. Let's do a guess the grade. I don't think I saw it when I put it down there. I would say fine 12. VG8 1898S 50-cent coin. I could definitely see it being a slightly better date. Also, now it's probably what, like 35 bucks of silver. So a 2-coin grab bag, kind of interesting. Love it. Not as good entertainment content, but I can't complain, I don't think, about the coins. They seem pretty fairly priced. I mean, that's a very nice eye appeal Barber half, so pretty funny. I think that I may do a combo, though, and go and unbox the next group, just because I would feel bad if this was a 2-minute unboxing video. And I had to do it. As fun as it would have been to call it there and maybe have a little less effort in putting the video together, that's not really why I'm doing this. I'm doing this for fun and a good hunt, and so I'm very thankful to the person that put together the prior bag. I don't think that they were unfair or anything like that, but in feeling it in this one, we may have gotten another limited number of coin grab bag, but that might be just what the doctor ordered in terms of, well, we'll see. Maybe we get a little bit more than that. And I think it's really interesting because it then brings me to the topic as I sit here of like, hey, what is actually a good strategy in terms of collecting? Should you try to get tons of different coins, or should you try to stay within, basically, if you're going to spend $100, put in 1 or 2 coins versus 100? And I think that, I'm pausing here and maybe you want to skip through this, but I think it's pretty interesting topic. I'm curious on your perspective when you're kind of at the phase where you're maybe buying a couple of coins and just getting into it, I think that it's fine to say, hey, this isn't like an investment. I'm just looking to maybe assemble a bunch of world coins, a couple ancients, a couple US ones, keep things cheap. Whatever you consider is your like fun money number, you don't have to spend tons, but you can buy things without thinking too much about the resale. If you like the design, if you like the coin, people say don't buy the holder. If you like the holder, if you're spending money that you're only just getting enjoyment value out of and not thinking about resale, I would say go for it. Here we have a Franklin $50, by the way, 1957. I don't know, I'm call this like a proof 64, 67. Oh, actually, I haven't graded coins in a while. I look silly, but for a $100 grab bag, that feels like we are off to a fantastic start. And even if there's a little bit of an adjustment, 1957 is a slightly earlier proof. I think they don't get really rare till you get in the early 50s. And when I say really rare, just like much less common. But it's certainly going to be tougher to get your hands on like a 1962 or something like that. So I think that that's a fantastic start. And I'm curious what else we'll have. It looks like there's maybe some other coins, and that's basically my big takeaway. Is it's actually, this grab bag, maybe I'd rather get a bunch of coins from a video perspective, but when you combo them together, I'll probably be walking out with it'll be so the benefits of, it's nice sometimes to have a more condensed and focused collection, so to have 5 coins instead of 50 if they're a similar value. Now I think that there's somewhat of an angle of like, well, I've heard of the box of 20, like you might only want to have 20 coins in your collection at any one given time. This is really cool, really interesting. Also, I love the provenance on these US coins, but it also makes resell a little bit easier. If you have a bunch of $5 coins, dealers don't want to pay $4. They don't want to pay 20% back. If you have a bunch of coins that will go pretty quickly in dealer wholesale for 100, you're probably going to get a bunch of offers and call it the, if you're taking it to a show, you'll probably walk away with $75-$80, maybe a little bit more. You might be able to sell that yourself with a little bit more effort, and certainly it's going to look a little more favorable. So we have right here a 1963 halfpenny Queen Elizabeth II. If you know it, it's a really interesting story. If not, World Trade Center Ground Zero recovery. So this would have been, I think, in the World Trade Center at the time that the planes hit, and so it was recovered from it. And I think that that's an interesting piece just to commemorate and have that provenance. It feels very worthy of getting its holder. So super interesting. I also wanted to follow up before we get to this last coin, the Omaha Bank Hoard. I actually had heard about this Omaha Bank Hoard when I worked at Heritage Auctions. It was like 320,000 cherry-picked coins that a collector had just stocked up since they were, I think, in like the 30s, maybe from the 30s to the 70s or 80s. Heritage went out with a bunch of trucks, picked it all up. I did a little research on online forums. Can't talk about the purchase price. I don't know it though. But it was 7 figures and just fantastic. A lot of choice quality coins. So again, that's more on that. You can look it up if you're interested. And this is fascinating. A fantastic win. And again, man, for a $100 grab bag, I'm getting my money back on one coin here with a Crocodile 1 ounce 99.99 fine silver. I mean, I'm pretty sure when I bought this bag, silver was like $40, but still, I mean, that is a phenomenal outcome. Oceania, United Landscapes, really, really interesting out of, and Prince Charles III. I haven't seen him on any coins. Obviously, Queen Elizabeth, just even on the last coin, so familiar, and she was the person who's on the most amount of different coins. Really, really cool. Reflects light really in an interesting way. I bet that there's still even a tiny premium just because the mintage figure on something like this is going to be pretty low. So that's going to conclude this double grab bag hunt, which, as I think about it, since maybe I'll hang on to the World Trade Center, but like most of these I'll probably end up reselling, though we are giving one of them away. So comment down below and get ready for our ultimate whatnot giveaway auction later on with these items. Ultimately this is going to be what I think is a really pleasing grab bag for 200. Not even factoring in the jump in silver prices, which are going to make this thing a home run. Let's see. I'm curious how Silver Picker does with this one. And we're going to get ready because we do have the final finale. This thing is $250. At least that's what we paid. That's what we're hoping to get back. And if any inclination, if some of the past ones, the silver hopefully is going to help us out there. So I'm already anticipating that finale and then a whatnot sale joint with Silver Picker to come after that. Thanks for watching the video. Make sure to head on over to treasuretown.com and sign up for our email list to stay up to date on everything that's happening, whether it's auction updates, exciting new inventory drops, coin collecting news, or general informational resources. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you on another one.